Compete, what a great word. Think about that word. We love that. Compete, traits of an elite competitor. That's the next booklet we're going to talk about and some of the concepts within it. It's really a follow-up to one of the very first books that Bruce wrote called Life Lessons. And it's about choices. Choices it takes to compete. And this kind of elevates it a little bit. Elevates it. Think about compete. Think about the best competitors you've ever coached. Think about that for a minute. Who's the best competitors you've ever coached? Who's the best competitors you've ever watched in your sport? Kind of pull that together and think about the commonalities. That's what this booklet does, and we want you to get to think about the traits of elite competitors. And elite competitors doesn't necessarily mean the level they're at. It means they're out there competing. Some basic principles about competition, people that compete are this. One, they choose to do it. How many athletes have you seen walking through the hallways that have unbelievable talent, but they don't choose to get out and really get after that talent? For whatever reason that is, they don't choose to put it into action. Elite competitors choose to compete. The second thing they do is they rise to the occasion. Ever been around one of those people? The moment the contest gets tough, they elevate their competition standard. You know, one of the runners I think about when it comes to this, and many of you might know, is Steve Prefontaine. Man, when it came down to those, he just rose to the occasion. Third one is this, they're fearless. They're fearless competitors. I mean, they're willing to put it all out on the line. Doesn't mean they don't have some nerves at times and things, but they're willing to overcome that and compete fearlessly as they walk through it. We just want to talk about three kind of traits today of elite competitors and just kind of touch on them. The first one is this. Elite competitors have a strong will, a drive that just goes after them each and every day. Kind of looking at those, the first thing is this, they never stop. Elite competitors, from the moment practice starts to it ends, from the moment the game starts to it end, they're glued into it. They never stop, which provides that focus that allows them to compete at a high level. You ever think about this? You know, one of my favorite phrases that Bruce has used in his writing is this. Athletes that have truly come to this point love the arena, not the attention. They're not worried about what's going on up in the crowd or anything. They're focused in their arena. And the game kind of slows down for them, and they can see everything. A couple movie clips that kind of play this out for me is one's that great baseball movie, Love of the Game. Kevin Costner pitching in Yankee Stadium for the Tigers, and he has a phrase called clear the mechanism. When that comes, everything disappears but him, the batter, and the catcher. The other one's the golf movie, Bagger Vance, with Will Smith and Matt Damon. And Will Smith playing Bagger Vance gets Matt Damon, the golfer, to kind of slow down and see everything that's in it, the focus of an elite competitor. The last one, they're in the middle of it. They don't fade away when the crunch time comes. They come to that crunch time. They want to be part of it. So the question you have to ask when you're looking at elite competitors is this. When the moment comes, do they worry about it or do they energize and embrace the moment? That's what we're looking for. Second one we want to talk about, elite competitors live in the moment. They live in that moment. They bring their best when their best is needed. It's crunch time, there they are. They don't have ups and downs. Elite competitors don't do this. Good practice, bad practice, good practice, bad practice. Good competition, bad competition. They don't have roller coaster rides. They're there all the time. They live in each and every moment. Practice and games are the same. They love to compete no matter where they're at. With that comes this, an urgency about them. An urgency about them. They play, and what they are allowed to do with that living in the moment is other people rise to them as well. Think about elite competitors. Here's where I define elite competitors as well. Elite competitors make their teammates better. They drive them to perform at a higher level. I don't care if you're, a track performer, basketball, soccer, I don't care what sport it is, you rise to everybody else's standard when you live in the moment. The last one is this, elite competitors control the controllables. They understand things outside of your control take away from your competition if you start worrying about them. You can't worry about certain things when you're an elite competitor. What's outside of your control? The speed, strength, and size of your opponent outside of your control. How about this one? The weather. We deal with that a lot outside of your control. Do you show up and perform the same way, no matter if it's sunny and 75 outdoor sport or whether it's windy, cold, and 38? Elite competitors do. They show up with the same mindset. They don't worry about officials' calls. You know where their focus is? Effort, attitude. because that's in their control, and they bring it with them every day. And how do they bring them with it? They live in the moment. They have that strong will. They control the controllables, and they compete at an unbelievable level. Let's work with our athletes to make them elite competitors.